Okay. Welcome, everyone. Hello, can everybody hear me? Yes? Woo! So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Boston Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get started. So I know that it's tricky to get into the hospital. So we were giving a little bit of time for people to walk in, but feel free to eat your lunch. We're casual. We're going to share a lot of information with you today. But first, we are absolutely happy that you could come in person today to our Children's Miracle Network Rally event, the first one in the last 3 years. So thank you for being here. We will start with some introductions from our CMN team. We are all familiar faces, voices that you probably have heard over the phone, seen on video or Zoom or team meetings or through emails. But today you get to see us all in person. So yay! My name is Sharon John Johansson, and I had the great honor of working with corporate partners such as Walmart, 7-Eleven and Speedway, Costco, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Joanne and Marriott hotels. I'm going to share a fun fact with you guys. So my favorite thing of being part of the CMN program benefiting Boston Children's is meeting many of you at your locations during meetings or special events like the occasional pie in the face. I've seen some of those, all in good fun, to give back to the kids. So now I'm going to introduce my colleagues, Erin and Bree, and ask them to come up here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Erin McCarthy, and I have the privilege of working with our friends at Ace Hardware, Remax, Dairy Queen, Panda Express, credit unions, Lifetime Fitness, McLean, IHOP, and the Play Yellow Golf Tournament. My fun fact is that when I'm not busy working with CMN making miracles for kids, you can find me eating Blizzard treats at Dairy Queen. And I just tried the new limited edition churro dip topping. If you haven't been there to get it yet, I highly recommend. I wouldn't miss out. So
Howdy, howdy, howdy. I am Bree Grimes, and I work with our corporate partners such as GameStop and our Greek organizations. Additionally, I have the fantastic opportunity to collaborate with the wonderful world of gaming through Extra Life and our student-led organizations such as Dance Marathon at all of our universities and high schools. Fun fact about myself, as my gamers know, I am a novice gamer and have learned a lot about live streaming this year. So I was actually able to do my first 16-hour hosting stream. And I truly don't know how gamers do it every year. I mean, they get on there and stream for 25 hours. I don't think enough sleep or snacks could get me like past the 4-hour mark. But I also just want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. We are on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. We love to connect and see how creative you all get on your channels.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Erin and Bree. And Deborah is another member of our team who many of you may know. She is unavailable to be with us today, but she works closely with Walmart, 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Marriott, in addition to supporting the CMN team with our entire collection of partners and programs. I would also like to acknowledge and ask Donna Tyson, our VP of Corporate Relations, wave your hand. She is another great Boston Children's team member and a fan of your work. And also just pointing out a few of the other team members, Joey and Lisa, who you met out there in the front. They are awesome, helping us with check-in and parking passes. So in case anyone still needs some parking passes, please make sure to talk to them. And they're also of great help of this with the CMN team and the programs as well. So you'll hear from them too. A few housekeeping items. Feel free to eat your lunch or sip on your beverages during the presentation. The restrooms are past the doors to the right at the end of the hallway, and hold on to your blue ticket that they gave you at check-in, because we will be doing some fun door prizes throughout the program. And in fact, let's start with a door prize. So we have a lovely CMN tote to carry all your essential items for the fundraising campaign this year. So lucky number, let's get it. Let's see. Lucky number 21, 20, 57. Raise your hand so we can bring your prize. You don't have to get up. Just raise your hand. There we go. Woo. Put here. Amazing. Don't worry, we have more of those coming. So I'll give you this back, Erin, so we can keep putting more. Thank you. So today we have lots of great things lined up for you. You will hear in a few minutes from Dr. Shari Nethersole. She is the Vice President of Community Health and Engagement at Boston Children's Hospital. You will meet our 2023 CMN patient champion, Ryan Magoon, who is here with his mother, Karen. Super excited for that part. Can't wait. And there will be awards, there will be more door prizes, and of course, we will share best practices to help turbocharge your campaign this year. Of course, we hope that you will stay at the end of the program for a hospital tour. And because there has been, for those that haven't been here since before the pandemic, there has been so much that has changed since 2019. So we can't wait to show you. So let's just get the celebration started. We wanted to, if it works, I think it does. If not, there. I'm like, technical difficulty for me. Let's see. There we go. Maybe that. Or maybe not.
Whoa, too far. Sorry.
That's it. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing that we wanted to say, of course, is thank you. Thank you for being here, for sharing your valuable time with us. And as soon as we heard that we could host guests at the hospital again, we were so thrilled. We wanted to bring all of our corporate partners together to celebrate what you accomplished in 2022. It has been a few years like no other, but we celebrate today the opportunity to gather in person to celebrate everything you and your teams are doing to support the kids at Boston Children's Hospital. We not only wanted the opportunity to hug old friends, meet new ones, and of course, give you a chance to learn firsthand the great progress and remarkable work that is being done at Boston Children's Hospital because of your support. The impact of your fundraising efforts are felt in many corners of the work that we do to provide the best care to our patients and their families. Many of you, together with your teams, associates, and customers, have found new ways to inspire giving in your communities. Thank you for keeping us top of mind in your charitable efforts and collaborating with us to genuinely make a difference in many people's lives. By being here today, you are bringing life-saving care to kids and hope to their families. So, and especially when they need it the most. Thank you for caring. Thank you for joining us today and for the miracles you are making possible all year long. So now let's talk about CMN. We are proud to be your local Children's Miracle Network hospital. Did you know that since 1983, the Children's Miracle Network hospitals and its supporters have raised more than $8 billion? That is billion with a B. Most of it $1 at a time. And that is the essential funds. These essential funds help 170 children's hospitals across the nation deliver much needed care. It gives way to pediatric healthcare providers with a mission of helping as many kids as possible live better and healthier lives. Together, we raise funds. Through your partnership, you have the power to make significant impact addressing the funding gap in children's healthcare, a cause that your customers and employees care deeply about. We help national retailers. It gives you an opportunity to give back and make a difference in the communities you serve, helping customers, guests, neighbors, friends, and family during difficult times. We know that amazing miracles are possible through the goodwill and commitment of national brands, such as the companies represented in this room. And what is the greatest thing of all from CMN is that 100% of your donations stay local to benefit kids in your communities. So when we say, would you like to donate to your local Children's Miracle Network hospital? Your local children's hospital is Boston Children's Hospital, the #1 children's hospital in the country. We are honored to be ranked 9 years in a row by US News and World Report. We are proud to serve a broad and diverse patient population that often comes to us for answers that they can't find anywhere else. We care for kids with rare diseases and complex conditions. And Boston Children's is also the largest research center for pediatric health. Our stunning breakthroughs have saved millions of lives. And then we share our discoveries with the world. This, of course, would not be possible without the philanthropic support from our community. Our mission is to innovate, and it's to give every child a healthy future. And with your partnership and your network's generosity, you will benefit hospital programs promising research, basic needs, and life-saving care for children locally and around the globe. One of those essential needs for our patients is food equity. Today, we will be sharing with you a short video of a new community program called the Family Foods Connection. This is a pantry in Jamaica Plain here in Boston, and is part of our Boston Children's Community mission to improve health and well-being of children and families in our local community. This is Family Food Connections. I don't think we have sound, Kevin.
The way that we support this family is by connecting them with the Family Food Connection, which is a food pantry that is really close to Martha Elliott Health Center.
I think Family Food Connection says it all. It's not just about, food for people. It's about building relationships. It's about giving back. It's all the connections that you can make over food. We really wanted it to feel like a store where people could have their choice in food.
El apoyo aquí en la comunidad para el Food Pantry es bien importante. Todo el que pueda apoyar este programa será bienvenido. Damos las gracias a Children's Hospital y ha sido fabuloso.
And now it is my honor to introduce Dr. Sherry Nethersall, VP of Community Health and Engagement. In her role as Vice President, she oversees the hospital community mission to improve the health and well-being of children and families in our local community. Dr. Nethersall and her team work closely with community partners, community health centers, and city and state officials, agencies, to develop partnerships, programs, and services designed to improve health outcomes and reduce disparities. They also advocate at the city and state level for child health priorities. In addition to her work in the community, Dr. Nethersall continues to see primary care patients and supervise residents in the hospital primary care center. Dr. Nethersall received her undergraduate degree from Yale University and her medical degree from Harvard Medical School. She completed her pediatric residency at Boston Children's in 1986. She joined the Office of Community Health as medical director in 2004 and took over its leadership as executive director in 2013. In 2022, she became the vice president of Community Health and Engagement. Welcome, Dr. Nethersall.
Thank you, Sharon, and thank you for inviting me to join you. I didn't realize you were going to reveal my age by telling when I finished my residency, but that's okay. Nice to see you all. I'm really happy that you're here. I just want to talk for a little bit about community health at Boston Children's Hospital. I think when people think about the hospital, and what people have often heard is about the clinical care, about the research, about the teaching, but there is a four-part mission to the hospital, and that fourth component is community. And our focus is on the children in the neighborhoods and the families that live in the communities of Boston, as well as the communities around our satellite facilities as well. So we really are focused on improving the health and well-being of children and families in that local community. We bring together hospital resources. We do a needs assessment utilizing support from the community. So utilizing community residents who are who advise us. We address both health issues as well as social issues that we know affect health. And we're really trying to address and focus on some of the disparities that we see in health outcomes for adults that start in childhood as well. And the other thing is that we've been doing this work for a long time. So for at least the last 30 years, Boston Children's has been working in partnership with the community. We have a subcommittee of the hospital's board of trustees that's focused on community health. We have that board has actually put aside some of the endowment to help. So it doesn't support everything, but supports some of the work that we do. We have an advisory board that's composed of members of the community. So they are advising us on what the needs are, what the challenges are, what the opportunities are, and who we should be working with in partnership. And we are trying to engage staff across the hospital. Obviously, it's a busy place and people have a lot of responsibilities clinically, but I think many members of the staff are really interested in what we do externally and want to participate in that as well. And then the other thing I'll mention is that we also do work closely with our government relations team on child health advocacy. So for things that we know need a policy solution or a new law to support seatbelts or injury prevention, those kinds of things that we know are important, we're able to support that as well. So the question I always I put this up here because I always just want to challenge folks a little bit because we're saying we want to improve health and well-being. So the question is, well, what determines health? What determines how long you're going to live, whether or not you're going to get a chronic disease, how you manage that chronic disease? And the answer is that it's a little different than what you might think. So as you look at it, about 10% of it is your physical environment, whether you're exposed to toxic hazards, to air pollution, those kinds of things. About 25% of it is your genetics. You obviously don't have a whole lot of control over that, but in terms of inherited conditions in your family history. Only about 15–20% of it is really your access to care, your clinical care, the direct clinical care that we think about. About 20% of it is due to social and environmental factors, whether or not you have access to healthy food, whether or not you have a job that supports your ability to keep yourself stably housed, what your education was, what your early education was. All of those things are pretty important. And then lastly, your own individual behavior, in terms of what you eat, physical activity, whether or not you use any substances. But remember that for the most part, many of those individual behaviors are determined or influenced by those social and economic factors that people are born and raised in. So altogether, about 50% of sort of what your ultimate health outcome is not so much determined by clinical care, but it's really determined by these other things in the environment that you're in. And so we call those the social determinants of health. So the way that we've gone about doing this is that we do have programs that support specific health issues that we know affect our community more so than some other communities. So asthma is one of those issues. We live in the Northeast. We have a lot of old housing stock. So asthma is a significant problem in Boston compared to some other cities in the country. And so we have an asthma education and management program that does home visits for kids who have high-risk asthma, and also actually does education, gets them the supplies they need to help them to manage their child's asthma more effectively. And we've been able to show significant decreases in hospitalizations and emergency room visits for kids who are participating in this program. We have the Children's Neighborhood Partnership Program, which is mental and behavioral health program that works with the Boston Public Schools and has psychologists and social workers in several of the Boston Public Schools. So working with both the students on behavioral health and mental health, as well as with the teachers on how do they actually do more in the way of prevention. We also have our Fitness in the City and Healthy in the City programs, which are a partnership with community health centers. Some folks may not know that there are 23 community health centers in the city of Boston, and about half the kids in the city do get their primary care there. And so we work with those health centers to focus on nutrition education, physical activity support. So again, try and build healthy lives and healthy habits for the future. And as you just saw, Family Food Connections, which was opened in January of 2022, so a little over a year ago, which we developed in one of the housing developments right next to the Martha Elliott Health Center. And that's been really quite effective and got busy very fast. We thought we would ramp up slowly, and we're now at this point seeing over 2,000 visits a month in the food pantry. So it's quite active. And then the other thing I'll just say is that we also, if we're thinking about the ultimate, how do you prevent, how do you have an impact, what happens to you in those first 5 years of life from birth to 5 are critically important. So we have a birth to 5 child health and development initiative that we really focus on engaging parents with young children, making sure they have access to resources, building the capacity of childcare providers and early education providers, and thinking about that early education system and how do we help maximize the support that they can get. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we did launch a Boston Child Care Support Initiative where we were giving, this is really more emergency response funds to support providers that were reopening. Most of them actually closed down for the first 3 or 4 months, but as they reopened that summer and fall, actually gave support to them as well. So moving forward, this is the area these are the things that we're going to continue to work on. Those are some of the highlights of the work that we've been doing. We obviously want to continue to have these broader collaborations on social determinants of health, those sort of big picture things that affect communities and systems and policy, as well as the individual needs that families have that we know affect their health. We are, as I said, engaging in more communities besides Boston. As folks may have read in the paper, the demographics of the cities and the neighborhoods are changing a bit. And so we want to make sure we're actually reaching the families and the population that we feel could benefit and align with this. And then we'll continue to work as we do to work with other partners across different sectors. The education sector is important, business sector, the childcare sector. And as I mentioned, early childhood is really a critically important focus because ultimately, if you're healthy in those first 5 years of life, it helps your brain development, it helps your body's development, and you can be healthier for the long run. So I think that was my last slide. I know I was a little more serious than the other folks here, but wanted to give you some background about what we do and why we do it, and just reinforce that that's an important part, an equally important part to the mission of Boston Children's Hospitals as we think about being comprehensive and supporting all the needs of families so that we can develop healthy children. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nethersall. We are so fortunate to have remarkable leaders like you here at Boston Children's and, help our programs and community health, which makes a significant impact on the health of children and families. And we know that you have to go see patients. So thank you. We appreciate your time so much. Again, Dr. Nethersall, thank you so much. So another hospital fact, the Family Food Connections, which is the video that you just saw, has about 600 visits per week and more than 14,000 visits since it opened in January 2022. And so the need is great, and families from near and far continue to seek our services. And this is how your impact provides life-saving care for kids in our community, really basic needs. So thank you for everything that you do. And now we will go just to give you a little bit of a visual of more information of our CMN programs. This is our structure. I know that for a lot of our retail partners, you go beyond, of what even Boston, Massachusetts, New England is. So we just wanted to give you a visual when we say local and how we collaborate and work with other CMN hospitals. So this is the structure of how we work with other CMN hospitals. And so we have this fancy map over here, and our CMN benefiting Boston Children's Hospital fundraising community includes the following territory, which is Eastern Massachusetts, Southern New Hampshire, and one county in Vermont. So all retail locations activating CMN fundraisers in this area support the patients and families at Boston Children's. Your peers located beyond these counties benefit other CMN hospitals like Hasbro Children's Hospital in Rhode Island to the south, Bay State Children's Hospital and Vermont Children's Hospital out in the west, and Barbara Bush Children's Hospital up in towards the north in Maine. So all great CMN hospitals too, which we collaborate with as well, not only in the CMN programs, but also in the medical field. So regardless where your location is, there will be a local CMN hospital nearby. And we have kids that come from care from all of these towns, cities, and counties in this area. And if you ever want to know exactly how many patient visits we've had, we can share that information with you. So and of course, beyond that as well. So here at Boston Children's Hospital, your contributions benefit the Every Child Fund, which allows us to pay for things that our insurance doesn't cover. Together, we help kids be kids by bringing play or pet therapy during their hospital experience. We help them celebrate birthdays when they have to be hospitalized, or offer distractions while they wait long hours for an infusion, or provide a meal, lodging, or comfort to their parents, their guardians, and even their siblings. Because when a child's illness, it impacts beyond the patient themselves. So we help families stay strong and bring comfort where possible. And we thank you for giving back, for raising awareness, for advocating, and for being heroes for our patients. And now, we have a big announcement. So Erin and Bree, could you please join me up here? And I'll put that.
All right. What better way to say thank you than with the introduction of our 2023 patient champion? So are you guys ready? Every year, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals identifies a champion in each of their local communities to serve as the representative for children treated at their local children's hospital. These ambassadors spend their year advocating for the charitable need of children's hospitals across their communities. Hold on. Oh, big announcement, as we said. And this year's CMN champion for Boston Children's Hospital is 11-year-old Ryan. We are so excited you are here with us today. Yeah, Ryan. And just before we bring you up on stage, we just want to show a video to our partners about how the care team at Boston Children's Hospital was able to find answers for your unique needs and your supercharged metabolism so you can stay healthy and play all the sports you love and do everything you love. So this is Ryan's story. Get it to click.
I'd say he's very energetic. He's always smiling, like looking out for others.
He gives like his all to almost everything that he's doing. It comes through, in terms of like academics or it's sports, but when he's doing something, he's all in.
He's got a lot of medical things going on, but he doesn't let it stop him from doing the things that he wants to do.
I go to Boston Children's Hospital because my cells in my body, like they have half of their battery that they're supposed to have.
Ryan has something called partial mitochondrial depletion syndrome. Well, the mitochondria in our body, those are like the batteries of our cells, and they help us to do literally everything. And for Ryan, he only has half of these batteries.
I constantly need like more food than other people. That gives me a lot of calories so I can keep my body running.
It also means that he's sort of up and down with his energy. After he does something, he generally has a longer recovery period than normal people. It takes longer to bounce back from things. So Ryan's given back through helping out with the Eversource Walk, through the Miles for Miracle marathon efforts, and also through designing shoes through Saucony.
Other kids are like having a lot worse things they have to go through because of their disease. I just know how much the hospital is like giving to me. If I give back, maybe they can help more kids like get through like what they have.
We are so thankful for all the donations that people give to Boston Children's Hospital to fund their research, to fund all their departments and medical support teams, and to make a hospital not a scary place for children to go to. We don't know what his future is going to hold, but we know Boston Children's is there for us and there for him. Now you're getting teary. I do see him as a champion. I mean, I see this boy that's had so many obstacles and hurdles, and he just perseveres.
All right, let's bring up our champion, Ryan. Woo. All right, if you want to get, you can come up this way. Want to come over here? All right, I'll give you this medal for being our champion. All right, let's go. And we have a gift for you. We have a gift for you. Feel free to open it if you want right now. All right. I'm like, if you want to do it right now. CMN backpack. Some other goodies, some hats. We were just in Disney, saw a little Mickey for the road. Woohoo! And then just some other fun stuff, some AirPods. Kind of fun, right? I know. Awesome. Well, we're so happy you could join us, Ryan. I know you have a lot in your hands, so you can take a second. We just wanted to ask you a couple questions that the video didn't share. So just some fun ones. I can this for you. Yeah, I'll put this over here for you. Nice job. All right. So, Ryan, I know they showed a little bit about soccer and stuff like that, but I was wondering if you had any other favorite hobbies or interests or anything that you wanted to share.
I love to do like every sport kind of such as like I play basketball, I do karate, soccer, football, anything, just any sport.
That's
I'll
awesome.
play it.
That's awesome. Do you have a favorite animal?
Yes. My favorite animal is a penguin by far. I've loved them since I was like a kid. I don't know, it just stuck with me.
I love them too. Okay. If you could be famous, what would you want to be famous for? Like, would you want to be a singer, an actor?
I'd probably want to be famous for being an astronaut. My dream is like to visit the planet Mars, so it'd be pretty cool to do that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, last one. Do you have a favorite song right now?
I like a lot of songs. I'm not really sure if my favorite, but I like a lot.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that's it. But before you leave quickly, I just wanted to again thank Ryan and his mom, Karen, so much for sharing your story with us today. And thanks to everyone in the auditorium for raising crucial funds that help families like Ryan. So if you will help us for 1 second. We have another door prize. Okay, we have a matching backpack with Ryan, so feel free to choose one. Okay, let's see. I'll check.
212064.
212064. Nice. So you get to match with Ryan. Awesome. Okay, let me give you this. Well, here's the best way to hold this. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Okay, feel free to sit down. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. Thank you. Now, there's the video again. And there's Ryan. So please, you'll hear more about Ryan throughout the year for the upcoming campaigns. We're so excited to have him as our champion this year. So we have some special events down this year as well. So let us know if there's anything else also special that is happening that you would like Ryan to know about. But thank you for being here. So now we are transitioning into some awards. So definitely recognizing all of these great top fundraisers and the significant impact that you have done all last year. We would like to continue the celebration by recognizing some of the most remarkable fundraising efforts. So I would like to start with our first Lifesaver Award. This is the CMN corporate part is for Walmart, and this CMN corporate partner is our top fundraiser overall and showed great team spirit in 2022 all year round. They raised a grand total of $468,179.17. Because every penny counts. And how have they done it, you may ask? Well, on the front line, asking at the register, at self-checkouts, through their online app, through community grants, through employee volunteer matching grants, through vendor supplier engagements, and throughout countless associate fundraising special events from car washes, potlucks, bake sales, barbecues, you name it. Walmart associates spoke up for kids at Boston Children's. You share stories about kids like Ryan and your own kids as well in Zoom meetings, on the sales floor, and on social media to inspire your teams and your local community to give. Accepting on behalf of the Walmart regional team is, I would like to call Brandy Anderson, store manager from 2222 in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Brandy, please come up to receive the award, and congratulations, Walmart. We are thankful for that spirit and for the incredible impact that you had. We can't wait to see what you have planned for this year.
All right. Do you want to go with Joy? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. All right. For our next award, we have here the Golden Hammer. So since the inception of the Golden Hammer Trophy in 2016, there has been one Ace Hardware location that has gone above and beyond year after year, sweeping the competition. I'd like to give this award to Eastham Ace Hardware, who for the last 7 years has been our top fundraising location. Every single year, they continue to push the envelope, increasing their total with each passing year. This year, this single location in a seasonal community on the Cape managed to raise an astounding $23,070. Woohoo! Yeah, that's worthy of applause. Through bucket day fundraising, rounding up at the counter, donating for each key that is cut, they do whatever it takes to make the impossible possible for kids at Boston Children's. We do not know what we would do without the support of generous and hardworking partners like Eastham Ace Hardware. Unfortunately, there is some construction on the bridge today to the Cape, and they are unable to be here to accept this award, so I'll be dropping it off to them later this week. But yay! Thank you, Ace.
It's as heavy as it looks, for sure. So thank you. Where's my clicker? There you go. That was for Ace. So congratulations, Ace. Yeah, no worry. Our next award. 7-Eleven and Speedway family. 7-Eleven stores and the Speedway stores have been a great partner to Boston Children's Hospital for many, many years. But last year, we were so proud and so excited to receive our 7-Eleven family come into the Boston Children's family as well. 7-Eleven stores started their campaign late last year, and alone their stores have raised over $15,000, in addition to the Speedway stores who have raised over $191,000, raising over $206,000 for Boston Children's. Because of their efforts from last year, we wanted to do a special shout out for them because of their employee giving campaign they organized last year. It was truly something from the heart. Retail associates and employees are at the heart of Children's Miracle Network, and many are so passionate about improving children's health that they make personal donations to the hospital. Some donations come out of weekly paychecks and some come from workplace events. And it really could be, there's no amount that it could be too small. 7-Eleven and Speedway employees contributed personal donations to support our Child Life Services specialists who provide a medical play teddy bear clinic for our patients. This past year's contributions were the highest in the last 4 years that they have organized this fundraiser. It was almost $11,000 raised from loving, hardworking employees. This compassionate gift will allow our Child Life Services team to buy many special teddy bears, giraffes, sloths, and even a frog that will be able to go home with many of our patients and provide comfort. Thank you very much for your kindness and personal commitment and generosity. Accepting on behalf of the 7-Eleven and Speedway team, we ask Jim Evans, Northeast Region Director within the Corporate Ops Eastern Zone, and Diane Ullman, Market Leader of New England, to come up to the stage to receive the award. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
And for our next award, oh, wait, I guess I have to hit the slide. Wait, no, wrong way. No, no. Oh, wait, I'm hitting this one though, right?
Yep, this one.
Oh, yes. Sorry, everyone. I don't know how to work a computer.
There you go. No,
All right. Extra Life is a peer-to-peer program which was inaugurated in the fall of 2008 in memory of Victoria Emmon, a young girl from Orange, Texas, who lost her struggle with leukemia in January of 2008. The Boston Guild, which is a group of gamers who volunteer to grow the Extra Life community for Boston Children's, was established in 2011 as the first guild in the nation. Since then, Extra Lifers have continued to be champions for the kiddos treated and families cared for at Boston Children's. From 25-hour Twitch streams to Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer tournaments, to Bean Boozled and ranch flavored ice cream incentives, to Extra Life tattoos, to hours and hours of working gaming conventions, and so much more. This group of individuals continues to inspire those around them every day. In 2022, Extra Lifers benefiting Boston Children's Hospital surpassed $3 million since inception, raising over $423,000 in 2022 alone. Yeah, let's give it up for the gamers. Extra Life is a program that I hold near and dear to my heart, and so it is with great gratitude that we ask the Boston Guild leadership team to come up to the stage to receive this Lifesaver Award. Congratulations. And for those who aren't familiar with Extra Life, here's a short video to show you more. Anyone can become an Extra Lifer, and if you're interested, you can find me after the program.
We're so fortunate to have people who are part of our village. You know, they're here to support us.
It brings me a lot of joy seeing other people come together, playing games, having fun, raising money.
You get to enjoy yourself and still support everything that we really care about.
Welcome! Welcome to Extra Life!
Start your engine! Extra Life is a national program that unites thousands of gamers worldwide. All of the funds stay local and benefit your local Children's Miracle Network hospital. Ours being Boston Children's Hospital.
It's a chance to get together for a really good cause and get in touch with your inner kid again. Come on and join us.
And we'll go. All right. How about another round of applause for our award winners? Yeah, I love the pom-poms. Yeah. Okay. So now we want to take a moment to talk about how we can have the biggest impact yet for this coming year. Looking ahead. Okay, so we want to start out by sharing our top 4 keys to success. So the first being ask every customer every time. So through studies, we have found that a customer is most likely to give when they are asked on screen and the associate asks them at the register. So I know some of you here do a different kind of fundraising, but make sure that no matter however you fundraise, you're making it personal, because that's really what it's all about, and bringing it back to that all the funds do stay local. It makes people feel really good when they know where their dollar is going. So we want to encourage you to think outside the box. You can come up with creative displays or fundraising pushes, utilize social media, make a theme day. All this effort is really what makes a difference in the lives of our patients and families. We want you to also set goals. Without measurables, how can we identify success? So by setting goals, you're motivating not only yourself, your associates, but also your customers to come together and achieve a goal and be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. Finally, we want you to think, how else can I raise funds? There's lots of ways to make a difference, and I'm going to highlight a few ideas here in a few moments. One in particular that remember this, and we'll talk about it later, is personal fundraising pages. So just ask. If you leave with one takeaway today from this best practices little section, it is this. Just ask. 86% of customers report that they would prefer to shop somewhere that they know gives back to their community. So by simply making the ask, you're giving someone the opportunity to do something really good. So I think that's a good way. If you feel awkward or something like that, there's no need. You're giving them an opportunity to do something good that day and help make a difference in the lives of our patients. It can be as simple as this. Would you like to donate to help kids at Boston Children's Hospital? And we know that a lot of the materials that you get is the Children's Miracle Network branding as well, but we always find it helpful to also mention that the funds are going to Boston Children's Hospital, so folks know that it stays right here. And every dollar helps. I really can't emphasize this enough. What's so special about your campaigns is that you're making such a massive difference, just $1 at a time. And that's really just something to be so proud of. Thinking about that, we could just share, this is just a breakdown of some examples. Whatever you fund, these funds could go to a variety of things through the Every Child Fund. But one example is just $1 pays for 100 preemie diapers for our tiniest patients. If you want an idea of how tiny these patients are, if you're here with a friend or a colleague, if you stack 2 of your iPhones on top of each other and hold that, that's about the weight of the majority of our preemie babies. So they're really teeny tiny. So $1 even makes a big difference in their little lives. $17, you can provide a dozen infant-sized blood pressure cuffs. So these are things that are essential resources that we really need to be taking care of our patients. Without material like this, we couldn't care for them to the best of our ability. For $50, you can provide 1 hour of interpretive services for a family that maybe doesn't speak English to ensure that every family receives equitable care here at Boston Children's. So if you think about it, that's just $117 and $50. Think about how much money we just talked about, all of you raising. So the impact that you've had is really insurmountable and unparalleled. So we just thank you so much. Okay, we have another door prize. This is the last one. Maybe, so we actually have a 4-pack of tickets to the Red Sox game on, what's the date? July 8th at 4:10. So maybe you want to treat your top fundraising buddy to a game or make it a ballpark team outing. So lucky number, let's see, 212068. Woo! All right. So congratulations. Great. Okay. So closing out here, I just want to share here. So for all of our corporate partners and programs really have stepped up to continue their life-saving work. So we see new fundraising ideas, increased engagement, and so much creativity all the time. Here are a few things that your fellow CMN corporate partners have done this past year, and we want to encourage looking ahead to 2023. Oh, okay, Roundup. Excuse me, I forgot I was already on the slide. So this year was all about the Roundup campaign. So we saw so many partners asking their customers to round up their change to the nearest dollar at the register. There's a couple of reasons why this why this works really well. It's because it's an easy ask. Change adds up really quickly and has a big impact. Roundup has actually been proven recently to improve transaction time, which gives your customers a quicker checkout experience. And just one partner that I wanted to highlight was O'Connor Hardware with Ace Hardware. They, for the past several years, have consistently been raising around $2,000, which we are so grateful for. But this year they decided to turn on the Roundup and they raised $14,000. That $12,000 difference is 100% Roundup. So it's crazy how quick it can add up. And I would just definitely recommend doing that if you have the capability. Digital fundraising. So as we all know, so much of our lives has become digital. And this is no exception with our fundraising campaigns. So the way that you do your business has changed rapidly, and we're so grateful for the way that you fundraise and that you figured out a way to connect with your customers both in store and online. So you added an option to donate when customers checked out online. You added virtual givebacks. You brought Children's Miracle Network to life through QR codes. All of these are great examples. We want to give a special shout out to Walmart and Sam's Club for leading the charge into the digital world and, really putting a lot of that to work. The last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned earlier, is personal fundraising pages. So they create an opportunity for you to fundraise however you want, whenever you want. So it doesn't have to be in the campaign time, and it doesn't have to be through your POS system. If you wanted to have an event at your store, if your location wanted to put on a 5K, if you wanted to just, share this link out to your family and friends on Facebook and see if anybody wants to give, all of those are easy ways to use this personal fundraising page. It essentially works like a GoFundMe, but it's through our system. So all the money comes directly to us. So it's really easy to register. I would be your point person if you have questions about doing that or you're interested in learning more. I'm always here to help brainstorm. And in the back, we actually have a computer that you could sign up for one if you're interested. And there's handouts at that back table that you could take with you today to understand, a little bit more about it. Finally, creativity. So we want to make sure we're thinking outside the box. We saw some new campaigns this year, like Ace Hardware's Key to Helping Kids, where 10 cents from every key cut is donated back to Boston Children's. Credit unions hosted a Miracle Jeans Day, which is like a dress down day to engage employees. Lifetime Fitness employees rode a spin bike on their check-in counter to raise awareness. And you really got creative and used your products for good. So like I said, we're always here to brainstorm and can't thank you enough for everything that you've already done. Great, now I'll welcome up Bree for our closing remarks.
Well, that was fun. Now, as we come to the end of the program, we would like to remind everyone that hospital tours are available and will take about 30 to 40 minutes, concluding with the return to this auditorium. So we will organize groups of 5 to 8 people. When you all checked in, you should have gotten a little color-coded circle. That will be your tour group. Our wonderful Boston Children's colleagues will be your tour guides and are actually in the back with paddles. So once we're done with the closing remarks, you can look in the back to find your guide. Award winners, please meet us in the back by the backdrop for additional photos with our CMN champion. And everyone, help yourselves to cookies at the back of the room and some helpful handouts and materials that you can take with you to help you get started with your fundraising ideas. Please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us, Sharon, Erin, Deborah, or myself. Thank you, Ryan and Karen, for coming in on a school day. We greatly appreciate that. And thank you, corporate partners and friends, for joining us today to celebrate all that you've done to help the kids at Boston Children's. Big applause for all of you, and thank you for coming.